She thought love was a chapter that had already ended. For 5 long years, Claire had lived in the quiet shadow of loss, spending her days in a peaceful suburban neighborhood where nothing ever seemed to change. The streets were calm, the lawns perfectly trimmed, and every afternoon felt exactly like the one before. But on one ordinary day, just as she finished her tea and settled into the familiar silence, a knock at her door shattered everything she thought she knew about her future. Standing on the porch was Daniel, the charming neighbor she had casually greeted for years. He was usually confident and relaxed, but today something was different. His eyes carried a strange mix of worry and urgency, as if he was carrying a burden too heavy to bear alone. When Claire invited him inside, Daniel hesitated before revealing why he had come. He wasn't asking for money. He wasn't asking for advice. What he wanted was far more personal. His younger sister, Emily, was struggling through a devastating divorce that had left her emotionally broken. Daniel admitted that no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't help her find her way back to herself. Then he said something that completely caught Claire off guard. He told her that he admired her strength. He believed that after surviving her own heartbreak and rebuilding her life, she was exactly the kind of person Emily needed. The request was unexpected, but there was something deeply genuine in Daniel's voice. He wasn't afraid to show vulnerability, and that honesty made it impossible for Claire to turn him away. As plans were made for Emily's visit, something else began to happen. Daniel started stopping by more often. What began as conversations about his sister slowly turned into long discussions about life, family, dreams, regrets, and second chances. Before Claire even realized it, she found herself looking forward to seeing him. The quiet loneliness that had once filled her days was gradually replaced by anticipation. Then, one evening, as they sat together watching the sunset paint the sky in shades of gold and orange, Daniel looked at her differently. There was a warmth in his eyes that hadn't been there before. In a quiet voice, he admitted that he never expected a simple favor to bring them so close. The moment was brief, but it left Claire's heart racing because deep down, she felt the same connection growing between them. Then Emily finally arrived. At first, she seemed fragile, uncertain, and lost. But as the days passed, Claire shared stories of resilience, healing, and finding hope after unimaginable pain. Slowly, Emily began to change. The sadness in her eyes started to fade. Her confidence returned piece by piece. Watching her transformation was rewarding, but what happened afterward was even more surprising. When Daniel came to see how his sister was doing, the gratitude on his face was impossible to miss. He hugged Claire tightly, holding on just a little longer than expected. And in that moment, she sensed there was something he wanted to say, but hadn't yet found the courage to admit. That courage finally arrived one evening, during a quiet dinner. Daniel opened up in a way he never had before. He confessed that his visits had stopped being about Emily a long time ago. The real reason he kept coming back was because of the connection he felt with Claire. He told her that she had awakened feelings he thought were gone forever. Happiness, hope, the possibility of love. Claire sat in stunned silence as his words settled over her. Then she realized something extraordinary. The feelings weren't once. Every conversation, every laugh, every shared moment had quietly awakened something inside her to something she thought she had buried years ago. That night marked the beginning of a new chapter neither of them expected. It wasn't a fairy tale without challenges. Both carried scars from their pasts, fears about the future, and memories they could never erase. But together they discovered that healing doesn't always come from moving on. Sometimes it comes from opening your heart when you least expect it. Looking back, Claire realized that the favor Daniel asked for was never just about helping his sister. It was about two people finding the courage to believe in love again. And sometimes, the most life-changing journeys begin with nothing more than a single unexpected knock on the door.